Almost 4. That's how many years I've been on NoFap for. And man, it's kind of weird because at this point, I don't really feel like it's doing anything. Not in the sense that I'm not getting any benefits, more like I'm literally not doing anything. The act of being on NoFap is the act of not doing an act. So I don't really feel like I'm trying to do anything anymore. I was just in the shower and I was thinking, bro, why is it that I managed to do 4 years and so many people can't even do 1 week? Even my friends, right? A lot of my friends have jumped on the bandwagon and they've been like, oh yeah, this is really beneficial. But then like a couple months later, I talked to them like, yeah, bro, I stopped. And it's like, why did you stop feeling any benefits? No, I just kind of stopped. Fair enough, bro. But like, why is it that I could do it? There's no reason that I can do it that you can't, other than the fact that I guess you just don't want to. I know that sounds ridiculous. You're gonna be like, George, what are you on about? Of course I want to. There's so many benefits and there's so many negatives of doing it. Why would I not want to? Are you dumb? No, let me explain. How did most of us find out about NoFap? Most people, I would argue, probably were just like scrolling on YouTube and a video popped up on their feed and they're like, oh, what's this? This is interesting. Let me see what they have to say. And they're like, oh my God, there's so many negatives to fapping. And then all of a sudden there's so many positive things that I get from withholding this and I should stop doing it, right? It's good for me. So I want to stop. I want to be more energetic. I want to have more time. I want to be more attractive to women. Yeah, this is what I want. This is what I want. What if I told you it's not actually what you want? I know that sounds ridiculous. You're like, George, I want this. I want this. You were influenced to want it from a video, right? If you truly wanted to, I don't think it would be that much of a struggle anymore. Let me explain how I got onto NoFap. I didn't even know it was called NoFap when I got onto NoFap. I was reading this book. I think this is like the man's Bible, The Way of the Superior Man. I really recommend this book to any young man. This book caught me off guard on the last couple chapters. I can't remember the exact chapter. It went on to the topic of not doing fapping, basically. And I was just like, okay, that's interesting, but I didn't really understand it. But I thought I'd give it a shot anyways. And then soon after that, I also started seeing all these like NoFap things on the internet and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Porn, right? So let's start with that first. Porn. How I felt whilst watching porn was always very, I didn't like it. And let me explain that. Like obviously it does the same things to me as it would probably do to you, but watching another guy with a girl that I find attractive really truly made me feel like a massive cuck. And I know that you could probably debate me on this, but I think there is some levels of cuckism involved if you're just like watching somebody else do what you want to be doing, right? Like you're just there holding a dick and somebody else is you know, having sex and you're just like getting off to it. I don't like that, the feeling associated with that. Bro, like I just feel like a massive cuck. Like, bro, I'm watching somebody else get the girl that I want. No, I don't like the feeling. So then I started just watching cam girls for the longest time. I was watching cam girls for like 2 years because it was at least just one girl, right? There's no guy involved. I don't feel as much like a cuck. But that had other negative effects. Bro, my self-image. Again, there's a girl behind the screen and I can't have her because she's behind the screen, right? Like I can't just go over there and talk to her. So I'm just there by myself in a room in the fucking dark and bro, my self-image afterwards just like, I don't have a real girl, I have this pixel on a screen, bro, like come on. Yeah, I didn't like that. You remove porn from the equation, and then you're left with just masturbation. Why didn't I like that? Well, it caused me to be lazy, bro. Like if I can do it by myself, then why would I go look for a girl, bro? I can do it by myself. If I was in a relationship, which I was when I first started NoFap, and I am again now, it just improved your relationship by not doing it, because by doing it, you kind of diffuse the urge, I guess you could say. It's not what you're looking for in a relationship, bro. Like, you want to improve your sex life. You don't want to make it worse by dealing with it yourself. These were my like core reasons that I really just decided, like, I don't want this. Like, I actually don't. It's not because I watched a video on YouTube. I actually don't want to feel like a cuck. I don't want my self-image to feel like shit every time. Then at the time, I wanted my relationship to improve, but when I wasn't in a relationship anymore, bro, I wanted to be out there, kind of able to find a girl, you know? It's almost like a reward, because again, it's delayed gratification, stopping ourselves from enjoying sexual release without earning it. You get the point. Like, those were like really truly things that bothered me, and I don't think a lot of guys really see it the same way. Look, there's addiction involved and all that stuff. I get it. I've got to be honest, I've never been a very addictive person. Like, any really addictive habit that I've tried in the past, for some reason, it's not that I haven't done them a lot, but I've always been able to say enough and cold turkey quit, right? No matter what we're talking about. That maybe is just a character trait for me, but it always comes associated with just me truly wanting something for myself. At least for a large percentage of you guys who are trying NoFap, you probably got influenced to want to do it. And you probably shouldn't actually do it, because you probably don't actually want to do it unless you really feel that. But let's say you do want to do it. Let's say it's true. What about for those guys who really do want to do it, but they struggle? What are you gonna do after you start? Because here's the thing, any habit that takes a big part of your life, such as masturbation, if you remove that from your life, you're gonna be left with some sort of hole. You're gonna wanna scratch that itch. It's all nice saying that, oh yeah, I'm just gonna work really hard, but that doesn't really remove any sort of like sexual temptations. What are you gonna do instead? Because if you're just gonna sit in your room, you're basically setting yourself up to fail. If you're gonna remove something from your life, you need to fill that hole with something else. And normally people do that in a positive way, right? So let's say you remove video games, you start going to the gym. You remove drinking, you start eating healthy, whatever. What are you gonna substitute the fapping for? You need to have some sort of plan, because otherwise you're setting yourself up to fail. I would recommend that everyone cuts off porn. As far as NoFap goes, for the same reasons that I do it, I would recommend everyone does it too, but only if you really want it. Because if you don't, forget about it, refocus your energy on something that you really want.